So let's see what the situation of the industry. First traffic, then airlines, and then OEMs challenge. And we will see the challenge and opportunity for the financial institution. So in slide one, you can see that the traffic almost stopped worldwide. Before we had cycle and local disruption as SARS and 9/11, the financial crisis of 2009 had a strong impact, which lasted about 2 years. But this time, this is a serious situation which threatened the existence of many players in the industry. As you can see on the graph, traffic has come almost to a halt when GDP dipped significantly as well. So how do we see the traffic returning? I think the Q3, the quarter three will be important, but it will be slow. We think that it's going to be first a rebound in domestic air travel, and the domestic air travel, the two largest ones are the US and China. So we have to follow what's going on in the third quarter in the US and China. But overall, the traffic will follow GDP. Forecast show a small improvement in Q3. Everything will depend on that. So the two most important things anyway are to the recovery of traffic are testing, treatment, vaccine, and then GDP growth recovery. So now for the airline, next slide. How to survive, how to avoid bankruptcy and reorganize for the future. It's a month by month survival. First, they have done that, seek government help and borrow money, but it's only short term. Long-term action is needed. So to survive, they need to preserve cash. To give you an idea, today, Southwest Airlines is burning $30 million a day. American Airlines is burning $50 million a day. So how to preserve the cash? How to prevent this bleeding? First, try to keep the cash from the ticket issued. Park and retire aircraft. The old one are the most costly in terms of fuel consumption and in terms of maintenance. If you look at the picture, it's interesting because you have 3 747, 4-engine aircraft. This aircraft will be retired of service, as well as the 340 aircraft, as well as the A380. Then get cash through sale and lease back of assets, of aircraft, reduce workforce and reduce costs drastically, and negotiate deferrals of lease payments and delivery, cancel orders when you can. It's a big negotiation these days between the manufacturer and the airline and the leasing company. Then you have to give customers confidence to fly again. This is all about sanitization of plane, testing, cleaning, air filtering, distanciation, but also incentive to fly. And finally, plan for a 30-40% traffic reduction. The impact of the crisis will last 3 to 4 years. So restructure the airline and adapt to a possible different mix between leisure and business, domestic and international. Next slide. So what about the evolution of the airline market? This crisis will bring opportunities to reorganize, restructure, and be more profitable. The drop in traffic will generate bankruptcy, restructuring, reorganization. This will reduce the number of airlines. The survivor likely will be the one held by government, the so-called flag carriers, and the one who have kept cash, refinance, and reorganize. All of this will probably lead to a network reduction of destination to optimize profitability, and this probably will lead to reduced competition, driving higher fares. There will be government influence on the choice of airline bailout, with influence on the management and strategy, with new standards in terms of sanitization and environment. And finally, priority will be given by the airline and the manufacturer to new, more efficient aircraft, smaller, long-range aircraft with lower fuel consumption and maintenance costs. So the winner in the future on this market will be the A320 family, the MAX for Boeing when it's going to fly again, and the 787 and the 350. The other type of aircraft may have a difficult future. So now what about the OEMs and the supply chain? Fundamentally, they have the same challenge as airlines. They need to reduce cash burn, borrow from banks, seek government help, and swiftly reduce production rate. Airbus has already cut 30% production, and Boeing is doing the same, but they may have to do more in the coming months. They will have to work with unions on a workforce reduction to get the flexibility needed. They have already more or less announced, and they have also to cut costs, including R&D. Very important also for the industry is to help suppliers survive. This is key in aerospace supply chain. They have already done it, to pay them quickly, to get them cash from banks and government. That's key because the value of the supply chain is huge in the total value chain of the aerospace industry. And the manufacturer also, in this difficult time, they must not lose customer, and they need to hold their price structure. They have to negotiate deferrals with airlines and avoid cancellation. In fact, the issue for the manufacturer is not really this year, because most of the aircraft are financed. The issue is more in 2021 and 2022, where the aircraft to be delivered at this date are not yet fully financed. Then the manufacturer have to develop, increase their defense business, since the defense market will stay very strong, and it's also going to be a way for government to funnel cash to a strategic industry. But finally, the OEMs have to be very careful to avoid the government to take too much influence in the company in terms of workforce, in terms of purchase, in terms of environment, carbon emission, and returns for shareholders. Boeing just did that. It tapped the financial market and is relying on a strong defense market, and it didn't take the bailout from the government. The next slide is interesting to look at the China air traffic by mid-April. What we see in China is likely to happen in the rest of the world. A quick recovery in the third and the fourth quarter, but stalling, as you can see on the graph, I believe, until a vaccine is available and there is strong GDP recovery. So, what are the challenges and opportunities? The industry will not disappear. The crisis will force restructuring, as we discussed it, and hopefully be more profitable on the long run. The leasing company, banks, and investors will play an important role in the recovery. The leasing company, provided they are well funded, will structure a sell and lease back. They will purchase aircraft on the market, and they will negotiate deferrals of rentals. The bank still will provide loans secured by free assets. And there will be opportunity to invest in this market in identifying the winner, such as the companies doing sanitization of planes, interiors. The demand for business jet, for timeshare and chartering may get a good boost also, and the pilot training, because you will still need some pilots in the future, So the age pyramid is still very old. If we talk about the sanitization of plane, if you look at the discussion today, filtration system are at the center of the attention today. And it's a boost for companies who have been specializing in that. Companies like Paul Aerospace, Donaldson Aerospace and Defense, Safran, and others. Finally, defense budget will remain strong, will be a way to funnel cash for OEM. It will fund also R&D. So balanced commercial defense company will certainly be the winner in the coming years. So what about the future in a few words? In a contracted market, there will be opportunities to improve profitability on medium long run for surviving company. The mass low-cost transportation by air may be challenged, as well as extensive business travel. But there will be a reduced number of players refocusing on defense budget and higher margin business. Environment challenge, especially in Europe, will also force the industry to redefine itself. But the new generation of plane will not arrive before 2030, 2040, hybrid or electric plane to address this challenge. So the existing planes and the service associated will continue to shape the market. And then there will be also new opportunities arising in the next few years, such as urban mobility. This is a very big market which is going to happen in the next 10 years. It has been valued at about $75 billion, and major companies are already working on it. That's the end of my presentation, Jordan.